Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com the first week of October 2022. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Actor Robert Brown died September 19, 2022 in Ojai, California at the age of 95. He starred in the TV show Here Come the Brides, playing lumberjack Jason Bolt. He is also being remembered for guest starring on an episode of Star Trek. Brown was a U.S. Navy veteran who served in the 1940s. Activist Sacheen Littlefeather died October 2, 2022 at her home in Novato, California. She died after fighting breast cancer at the age of 75. She made news at the 1973 Academy Awards when she appeared on behalf of Marlon Brando to decline his Best Actor Oscar for The Godfather. Littlefeather is also being remembered for her life of activism, including her work with the American Indian AIDS Institute of San Francisco. Football player Gavin Escobar died September 28, 2022 in the San Bernardino National Forest. He died in a rock climbing accident at the age of 31. He was a tight end for the Dallas Cowboys from 2013 to 2016. Escobar is also being remembered as a firefighter in Long Beach, California. Dr. Audrey Evans died September 29, 2022, at her home in Philadelphia at the age of 97. She was a leading doctor and researcher into childhood cancers, whose work helped us more effectively treat cancers, including neuroblastoma. Evans is also being remembered as a co-founder of the first Ronald McDonald House, a charity that helps families with children in the hospital. Journalist Bill Plante died September 28, 2022 at his home in Washington, D.C. He died of respiratory failure at the age of 84. He was the senior White House correspondent for CBS News for more than 30 years. Plante is also being remembered for his coverage of the Vietnam War. Entrepreneur Maurice Kanbar died August 20, 2022 at his home in San Francisco at the age of 93. His death was reported nationally this week. He was the creator of Skyy Vodka, developed as an alternative that would be less likely to cause hangovers. Kanbar is also being remembered for his many inventions, including the De-Fuzz-It, a device for removing lint from sweaters. Singer Keith Wonderboy Johnson died September 30, 2022 at his home in Atlanta at the age of 50. He was a gospel singer known for songs including Let Go and Let God and It Was You. Johnson is also being remembered for his work with his father and uncles in the gospel quartet The Spiritual Voices. Baseball player Hector Lopez died September 29, 2022, of complications from lung cancer at the age of 93. He played for the Yankees in the 1950s and 60s, helping the team to 2 World Series victories. Lopez is also being remembered for his later career when he became the first black manager in AAA baseball for the Buffalo Bisons. Football player Marvin Powell died September 30, 2022, of heart failure at the age of 67. He was an offensive tackle for the New York Jets, and he was a 5-time Pro Bowl selection. Powell is also being remembered as a college football Hall of Famer who played for the University of Southern California. World War II veteran Cletus LeBeau died September 29, 2022 at the age of 98. He was only 19 when he joined the U.S. Navy in 1943 and was assigned to the USS Indianapolis. He survived a terrible ordeal when the Indianapolis was torpedoed in 1945. Only a quarter of the ship's 1,200 sailors made it home after enduring 4 days in shark-infested waters. Lebow is being remembered as one of the very last survivors of this horrific incident. Just one of his former crewmates still remains with us today. Wrestler Antonio Inoki died October 1, 2022 in Tokyo. He died of transthyretin amyloidosis at the age of 79. He began wrestling in his native Japan and later wrestled with the WWE and WCW. He also became a politician in Japan. Inoki is being remembered for an exhibition match he fought against Muhammad Ali in 1976, an early example of mixed martial arts. Actress Joan Hotchkis died September 27, 2022 in Los Angeles. She died of congestive heart failure at the age of 95. She co-starred on TV's The Odd Couple as Dr. Nancy Cunningham, Oscar's girlfriend. Hotchkis is also being remembered for roles on shows including Bewitched and My World and Welcome to It. Restaurateur Sylvia Wu died September 29, 2022 at the age of 106. She owned Madame Wu's Garden in Santa Monica, California, a hotspot for Hollywood stars for decades. Wu is being remembered for serving authentic Chinese food to celebrities including Frank Sinatra, Mae West, and Cary Grant. World War II veteran Clarence Smoyer died September 30, 2022 at the age of 99. He joined the U.S. Army in 1943 and served as a tank gunner. He fired the first shot in the Battle of Cologne, a crucial advance for the Allied forces, and defeated a German Panther tank. Smoyer is being remembered as the hero of Cologne, and he was honored with a long-overdue Bronze Star in 2019. Jim Redmond died October 2, 2022 at the age of 81. In 1992, he gave us one of the most inspiring moments in Olympic history when he helped his injured son, sprinter Derek Redmond, across the finish line. Redmond is being remembered as a caring father who was chosen as a torchbearer for the Olympic flame in the 2012 London Olympics. Basketball player Tiffany Jackson died October 3, 2022 of breast cancer at the age of 37. She was a star of the WNBA, playing on teams including the New York Liberty and Tulsa Shock. Jackson is also being remembered for her college career at the University of Texas, where she later coached after retiring from the WNBA. Artist Kim Jung Gi died October 3, 2022 in Paris. He died of a heart attack at the age of 47. A native of South Korea, he drew comic books including Tiger the Long Tail and Marvel's Civil War II. He is being remembered for creating large, incredibly detailed drawings from memory in front of live audiences. Kim was a veteran of the Republic of Korea Army. Musician Loretta Lynn died October 4, 2022 at her home in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee at the age of 90. She was a legend of country music, whose many iconic songs include Coal Miner's Daughter, The Pill, and Don't Come Home a-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind. Lynn is being remembered for her deep connection with her fans and for her signature onstage fashion of elaborate bejeweled gowns. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. At least 113 people have died due to Hurricane Ian, which swept across Cuba, Florida, and the Carolinas beginning September 27, 2022. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in New York have been lowered to honor the memory of FDNY EMS Lieutenant Allison Russo Elling, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Wisconsin have been lowered in honor of Wisconsin Firefighters Memorial Day. Flags in Wyoming have been lowered to honor the memory of former state representatives Dick Wallace and Clarine Law. Flags in Nevada have been lowered to honor the memory of the lives lost at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival 5 years ago this week. Flags in Florida have been lowered to honor the memory of Peter Antonacci, director of the state's Office of Election Crimes and Security. Flags in Massachusetts have been lowered to honor the memory of former state Senate clerk William Frederick Billy Welch. Flags in Pennsylvania have been lowered to honor the memory of State Supreme Court Chief Justice Max Baer. Flags in South Carolina have been lowered to honor the memory of Master Police Officer Tyrell Owens Riley of the Columbia Police Department, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Nebraska have been lowered in observance of the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service. This week also marks several notable anniversaries. 5 years ago this week, musician Tom Petty died at the age of 66. His many hits included Don't Do Me Like That and Free Fallin'. Comedian and actor Bernie Mac was born 65 years ago this week. He died in 2008 at the age of 50. He was known for his TV sitcom The Bernie Mac Show and for movies including Ocean's 11. Author Jackie Collins was born 85 years ago this week. She died in 2015 at the age of 77. Her best-selling novels include the wildly popular Hollywood Wives. Cartoonist Bill Keane was born 100 years ago this week. He died in 2011 at the age of 89. He drew The Family Circus for more than 50 years. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on legacy.com. You can also follow legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.